Hey, what's up, fam? Pretty eventful with this most recent chapter of Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, Chapter 10. When I say eventful, I mean uh, more development, more for the Dragon Eaters, if anything, not like a crazy plot thing. I probably should have opened that up better, but whatever. So the Dragon Eaters themselves we finally kind of got to see a little bit more of their capabilities, their strengths, weaknesses. Well, not really weaknesses, but enough that made me happy because I know I've been saying like I really want to see what these guys are capable of, and we got a lot this chapter. We got a lot that says. I'll just get into the chapter and we'll kind of go things from there. So it kind of starts out where I left off. The Dragon Eaters are staring down Mercifovia, and he's like, "Get the hell out of my temple! You guys don't have the right to be here." He goes to attack. Scarion's just like, "Nope, you don't have your dragon powers anymore. You're nothing right now to me." And the fact that he's able to not block the water with his power, he was able to turn the water into ash, which is a very weird part of his power. And he looks kind of like he's got like a mixture of like of Rogue's shadow dragon abilities and Azir's sand abilities. So we kind of get to a little bit more of that with people kind of commentating on it. He like binds up Mercifovia and completely like it's weird because his ash kind of turns into like tendrils to wrap him up. And once they're able to do that, Natsu goes in, tries to attack him. Mercifovia turns into ash. And that's what I was kind of saying with Rogue's shadow abilities, is he can turn intangible, but also at the same time, it looks like he can. He was touching Natsu's back and was saying he was going to turn him to ash, assuming similar to the water, and similar to how Azir could turn other things to sand. But it looks like Scarion's corpse dragon slaying magic is much better, which isn't too surprising given his further status. The fifth gen Dragon Eaters just all around seem extremely powerful. And I gotta say, like my theory or my kind of expectations for the chapter of like setting up who's gonna fight who was definitely kind of jumbled around because I assumed it was gonna be Natsu and Mercifovia versus Scarion, Urza and Gray against Kyria, and then Wendy, Lucy, and the cats and what's their name? I believe Camille against Madmole. But this is not the case. We got sort of it, but not what I was expecting. Obviously, we did get Urza going to save Natsu, Gray actually going up against Scarion, which was very surprising. I didn't expect that at all. Kyria going clashing blades with Kyria, and then we kind of see a little bit with Kyria the fact that she seems to be extremely excited, almost like. Well, curious to know the point of being turned on of the idea of clashing swords with someone. I don't know. Maybe she's just into super sword play erotica. Natsu goes, sword horns Madmol, and actually right out of the temple, which I think has just looked really cool, and especially when you think about it. And this is what I was talking about, kind of in when it came to the capabilities of the Dragon Eaters. Is first off we got some weird intangibility and the ability to turn stuff into ash from Scary Under. That was pretty cool. And then I assumed like with him blocking Natsu's sword horn, it's like okay, yeah, that seems fine. And then but Natsu didn't go for a Fire Dragon's Iron Fist. He actually went for a Fire Dragon King Demolition Fist. Obviously, his much more beefy version. Because I was thinking so far, like, well, right now he's only kind of fighting them with his normal attacks. And oh man, I wish that he got like a Fire Dragon King like version of the Sword Horn. I bet that would have looked even cooler. And it wasn't that Mad Mole blocked it. It's the fact that he pretty much took it with absolutely no damage, not even any marks to his armor, and Natsu bleeding out of his hand. But then we kind of get a little bit more of Mad Mole's ability. He seems to be just durable and extremely physically strong, and then somehow have an ability to harden the water. I'm wondering how that kind of works, or maybe it's like because hardening, maybe it's some form of like stone or adamantine, and that kind of like goes into how his power works. And with that, I've kind of been wondering about where this fight could kind of lead to, because it looked like it was going to be okay. They're both on a ship, motion sickness. Maybe we get a chuckle and they get back to fighting. But it looks like fifth generation Dragon Stars are not weakened by motion sickness, which was actually a really big surprise. Getting back to it, we got this really cool kind of clash between Urza and Kyria. Them kind of just throwing down, Urza almost getting cut in. I actually really like this sword Urza's using. It kind of reminds me of Revolt, Haru Glory's main sword. Just the way that it's kind of shaped, but obviously it's a little bit more like cross-like than I like that. I don't even know how to describe that shape that he was using. Perfectly honest. And this was kind of where things got weird for Kyria. Like we got crazy durability from Madmo. We got some weird like Ash fuckery with Scarion, and then with Kyria, she manages somehow to cut away Urza's strength. Like she ends up getting like super embarrassed that she's in a swimsuit, and then she like gets on her knees and starts begging not to be killed, and it looks just like it looks really weird. She's like praying, and then Kyria says that she's now cut away. She's slain Urza's strength, which is really weird. I didn't think it was gonna be something like that. Like even something like, oh, I've cut your ability to use requip for X amount of time, or something like that. I was kind of expecting, and that'd be something that if it happened, I'd be like, oh, okay. Cutting someone's like strength or courage or bravery away like that is really, I didn't expect that power at all. So I got what I wanted with seeing some of the Dragon Eater abilities. I really wanted to see some of it. I look forward to seeing a little bit more. And tell me what you guys, if you got what you wanted or didn't like what happened in the chapter. I want to know, obviously, with the feedback this chapter. I haven't been disappointed with a single chapter of 100 Years Quest. It's been awesome. And if you like my content, maybe check out the rest of my stuff. Thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you're subscribed already, thank you. I do mostly manga stuff, and then I do streams and working some anime reviews into that as well. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Bye.